Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. So for today's video, it's going to be very different. I'm doing this voiceover recipe, cook with me. On this particular day, I had decided to make some jambalaya. And so the first thing I'm going to do is cut up some bell peppers. I very loosely followed a few recipes, so I don't have exact measurements for this, but I thought it would just be fun to have a nice relaxing cook with me. Here lately, Brad and I have been really trying to be intentional about our budget, about our health, all the things, and cooking at home is one of those chores that I don't love, but is totally necessary when you're trying to eat better and save a little bit of money. I, of all people, love to eat out. That is one of my favorite things to do, is to go to a restaurant and have everything just taken care of for me. But I have been finding so much joy in just providing some really yummy meals for my family. I do have a few very picky eaters. I have not experienced that in my motherhood journey as intensely as I have with Aubrey. She is a very, very picky eater. So on this day, I knew that this dish is a little bit different, but it is packed with so many good nutrients, some veggies, and just some really, really good things. You'll see later that I sneak in a lot of veggies to this dish. And so she was sitting right with me, watching me, helping me a little bit, which that helps out a ton. And I need to remember that, because usually when I'm cooking, I just want to get it done and I don't really want to bother with having the kids help me, but I am trying to be so much better at that. So I have some bell pepper and onion going into the crock pot. The crock pot is another thing that is saving me. Oh, and garlic. Don't worry, we will have no heart issues in this house because we love garlic. And I chose this sausage was so good. It's from Costco and it was an all beef sausage and it was delicious. Usually in jambalaya you use a spicy sausage like an andouille. I didn't have any on hand and I was trying to eat what was in my pantry and my freezer, so this is what I had and it was very good. Plus I didn't want it too spicy for the kids. And then I did this full can of diced tomatoes, which were just simple and easy. I was hoping that this year would be the year I got to can up my own tomatoes, but that didn't happen. And then this is a bag of frozen cauliflower. So again, this is a way I snuck in some really good nutrients, some vegetables. Cauliflower has a ton of vitamin C, you guys. And then here is all the seasonings. I'll run through them real quick. I used bone broth. I used a whole thing of bone broth, which again, bone broth has good collagen and all that. Worcestershire, I used some Italian seasoning, paprika, oregano. What else did I put in there? I don't know, season up. Oh, and the Creole seasoning, like the CAJUN seasoning that you find. I used some of that, just a little bit. And again, I didn't really measure, I just kind of did it to taste. And then I'm mixing this all together and I did put a cup of rice right in there. So I have the cauliflower rice and regular rice. And then I'm just going to put this on high. I cooked it for about 4 hours and it was perfect. And you guys, this is such an easy bread recipe. Has simple ingredients: flour, yeast, and salt, and it takes about 2 hours to do, so it's one of the quickest breads that I am able to make for dinner. I actually found another recipe that I will be putting in another video that's really, really yummy and just as easy, but I am going to go ahead and make some bread to go with our jambalaya, because although I'm stretching her with the jambalaya, I wanted something that she would eat, so a nice piece of bread Aubrey will always be down for, plus it just makes it hearty. And I've been really enjoying making my own bread. So there is my dough. I'm going to let it rise for about an hour. Super simple, just dump all the ingredients into a KitchenAid and then let it rise in a greased bowl. And then you do have to shape this dough a little bit so it kind of mimics a sourdough bread without the time of a sourdough bread. You guys, I cannot keep a sourdough starter alive. So I think I'm actually going to purchase one from one of the people, like a dehydrated version, and just feed it. But creating my own has just not worked out for me. So I think I need to just count my losses and get somebody else's sourdough starter, because I really want to get good at making sourdough bread, but I'm a serial sourdough killer. So I'm shaping my dough right here, which this is so fun. It like reminds me of playing Play-Doh as a kid. And then you put it into a Banton bowl or whatever bowl you have on the parchment, and that sits for like another hour. While you're letting it sit for its second rise, you go ahead and turn on your oven to 450, and you put your Dutch oven in cold and let it warm up with the oven. And this is just me doing some cuts so that way the bread can vent and not just burst. But I haven't gotten this down into a very good art. You see, it kind of looks crazy. But you guys, this is the best crusty, delicious bread, perfect for soups. It smells the house up like heaven. It smells so good, and I just love a good crusty bread. So this dinner was great. We usually eat at the table, or we try to eat at the table, but we have been into Heartland lately. So we ate our soup watching Heartland. We're only on season 6 of 14, but this was just a great night. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you next time.